There was once a young boy named Ethan, living in a small freezing town in northern Canada, where winters were harsh and opportunities were even harsher. Every morning, while other kids his age were sleeping under warm blankets, Ethan woke up at 4:30 a.m. Not because he wanted to be successful, but because life gave him no other choice. His father had passed away when he was only 10, and his mother worked double shifts at a local diner just to keep the lights on. Their small apartment had broken windows covered with old newspapers, and sometimes there wasn't enough food for dinner. Yet every single day, Ethan carried one dream inside his heart. He wanted to build a life so powerful that one day nobody in his family would ever struggle again. People laughed at him. His classmates mocked his worn-out shoes. Teachers said, "Be realistic. Kids like you don't become successful." But Ethan had learned something very early. When the world stops believing in you, you must become the person who believes in yourself the most. So after school, instead of wasting hours complaining, he worked at a grocery store stacking shelves until midnight. Then he came home, studied online courses, read books about business, leadership, and mindset while everyone else slept. Years passed. Nothing changed, at least on the outside. He still looked like the same poor boy. Still broke. Still tired. Still unnoticed. But inside, something dangerous was happening. He was becoming stronger. Discipline was replacing fear. Patience was replacing frustration. Vision was replacing doubt. Then one day, at age 23, Ethan used the little money he had saved over years and started a small digital business from an old second-hand laptop. The first month, 0 customers. The second month, complete failure. Third month, debt started piling up. Most people would quit there. Most people would say, maybe success isn't for me. But Ethan remembered every freezing morning, every insult, every hungry night he had survived. He told himself one sentence that changed everything. I didn't come this far just to return to who I used to be. So he kept going. Day after day. Week after week. While others searched for excuses, he searched for improvement. And then, after almost 2 years of silent struggle, everything changed. One video about his business went viral. Thousands of customers came in overnight. Investors reached out. His company exploded. Within 3 years, the boy who once couldn't afford dinner had become a millionaire. But here is the most powerful part of the story. When journalists asked him, "What was the secret behind your success?" Ethan smiled and said, "Success didn't come when I became talented. Success came the moment I stopped giving myself permission to quit." And that is the truth most people never understand. You do not need perfect conditions. You do not need rich parents. You do not need people clapping for you. Sometimes all you need is the courage to keep moving when nothing around you says you should continue. Because the difference between ordinary people and extraordinary people is simple. Ordinary people stop when life gets hard. Extraordinary people become stronger because life gets hard. So if you are watching this today and you feel tired, if you feel invisible, if you think your dream is taking too long, remember Ethan. Nobody saw his struggle. Nobody celebrated his pain. But one day, the same world that ignored him, stood up and applauded him. Your current situation is not your final destination. Keep building. Keep fighting. Keep showing up. Because one day, your story will become proof that impossible was only temporary.